Saluti bene, accidenti la episode 2 suta 13 senor. That's my best Romanian. I'm messing with you, Maddie. Welcome everyone to episode 239. I had a surprise for you of the
Wow.
Veeam community recap. You're like, what the heck is he doing? Did I get you? I had a little prank for you.
I was a little bit, what is he trying to do now? And then I noticed a little bit Romanian in there. But
It's
yeah, I
bad
think,
Romanian. Never done
well,
Romanian.
you getting there, Rick. You're getting there. It's good. It's good
No.
try.
No, it's funny because I heard long story. Welcome to the recap, everyone. But last week we had a really cool. We'll talk about it in a bit. Recap, and it's just funny when you have some of the different folks on the team just jump into the other languages. And we had at our event last week, we had one of our colleagues also from the center that Maddie's from, and they just ran into Romanian. I'm like, that's a beautiful language. I don't think I've ever heard it. So I said, let's intro the recap with it. How are you doing, Manalina?
Good day, Rick, and good day, community. Just to start, as always. Yeah, I'm doing great. Just back from Prague. As I was telling you, recovering a little bit this week. I also had Beth. Hello, Beth. I had her in Bucharest from the Brazil community. It was great to spend the weekend with her as well. And back to business, back to a lot of good stuff as we promised to our community at the summit. So yeah, as we know, the community never stops, and I was actually thinking, just before we start the recording, I was thinking you are still on the way, but you are not. You are back, and we are in normal circumstances.
For the moment. I don't know about next week, but yeah, I had we had the Veeam Analyst Summit this week. So it was like last week was the Veeam 100 Summit. This week was the Analyst Summit. Next week is the PR Summit. And yes, I'll be back in Prague for that. So it's
Oh,
kind of crazy to have three summits in a row, but it's really a lot of the same kind of message, just you know, adjusted to the different audiences of what we bring out to the press agencies, what we bring to the analysts, what we bring to the community. And I love to say community first. So, yeah. Uh,
absolutely.
but yeah, I did get back home. I'm home for 3 days. It's great. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, 3 days doesn't sound like a
That's a
lot
lot
of
for me.
time, but it's
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we have Maddie has curated a fantastic inventory content. So let's jump into it. So first up is Jorge de la Cruz. We got to see him last week, which was always a treat. And you know what? He's done so many great things with what his responsibilities are for Veeam One and observability. But I love how he keeps working on these Grafana projects. And Maddie, what caught your eye about this post from Jorge?
And I love that he's still sharing in the community, and he works with the community so much. And it's lovely to see him posting from time to time in the community. So keep doing that, Jorge. We enjoy having you present in here. But yeah, if you've been wondering how to monitor the Veeam Software Appliance or any hardened appliance setup, look no further, because Jorge is bringing a really cool solution in here, monitoring a VSA with Grafana. And what is Jorge doing in here is he's walking us through a super clever but unofficial and unsupported, as he says, approach that uses a Grafana dashboard together with a simple bash script. And the cool part is that it runs with lowest privileges, meaning you don't need root access or any additional packages. And this uses native Linux tools like Bash, curl, awk to collect metrics, CPU, RAM, disk, network, uptime, and more, and then sends them to InfluxDB for visualization in Grafana. And what I really like about this approach is how practical it is. It doesn't really compromise on your security, and it doesn't really require extra installs, keeps things super lightweight, and the script just gathers metrics, then push those out. So once you've set it up, you can even disable SSH again. And of course, as I said, and as Jorge mentions it's unofficial and unsupported. So this would be better suited probably for like a lab or test environment rather than just go production. But this is very great example of the community's creativity in, solving stuff. So also he's sharing, if you are curious about other scripts and, other projects he's working on, or even you want to check the code for this one, Jorge has a GitHub repo, so he's sharing the link at the end. You can try it out if you want, and just share with us any results or improvements that I'm sure Jorge is going to appreciate. So thank you very much, Jorge, for that.
Yeah, I think this is a really powerful way, not just to visualize some of the Veeam data, but actually speak to how interoperable Veeam is in stacks, technology stacks. So Jorge's always the fantastic storyteller. Happy to have you up first. Jorge, good job. Thank you, Jorge. All right, next up, Luis. And I always, it's tricky. You got usernames, you got photos, you got nicknames, you got their actual name. But I'm just going to go with Luis with a part 2 of a series on PROXMOX. A lot of interest on this one, on PROXMOX in general. And Madi, what caught your eye on Luis's post here?
So as you said, this is the second part. I think there's going to be more. Actually, for sure, it's going to be more because he's mentioning it. And in this second part, Luis walks us through the installation process, and he's downloading the ISO from PROXMOX, flashing it to a USB drive using Balena Etcher on Mac in this case, and installing it on 3 nodes, each with its own IP address and host name. And it's a simple, straightforward step. But what I really like is that it's very clearly, the way he's putting all together, the screenshots and all details. It makes it very easy for anyone who's new to PROXMOX or setting up their own lab environment. And I think he mentions in the next post of this series, he will go in the console setup, initial configuration, and then he's going to share SEP storage. So I think basically this short step-by-step installation, I think it's a good foundation for what's coming next in the series, in the next articles.
Yeah, I think first of all, this is awesome, and the Balena Etcher tool I wasn't familiar with for Mac, right? For this process right here, I do a lot with Rufus, and Madi, you might be saying, "What's Rufus? Is that a dog?" Well, kind of. It'll go, find it and put it on a USB, but I didn't really know of an equivalent for Mac, and so. By the way, not just knowing a little bit about the PROXMOX install, that's just an admin tool to keep in the belt. So thank you for really 2 things there, Luis, and look forward to part 3.
Totally.
Good stuff. All right, number 3 is, okay, Madi, make sure I get this right, Alessandro with, or Antonivelli, as he goes by the username, the kind of a Veeam 100 Summit report here, and this is a heart warmer. I kind of like his post here.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this is not an article about code, tech, configurations, but it's about the people behind our community, and I really, really love this type of post because they are super authentic. People are just putting their emotions there, their experiences, and it really captures the real community experience, the excitement, the challenges, the travel experience sometimes people have. We know it best, some experience with travel. And they talk about the belonging, the feeling of belonging when you meet familiar faces again. And that's what we do year after year at the Veeam 100 Summit. And he's also talking about the chance to meet execs. He met Dave in late night, in the elevator, and he had I think a meal with Dave, so that was great for him. He says he had good conversation, and then he's talking about his late night walks on Charles Bridge and so on in this case. So it's all good stuff. It's just like they're really like authentic self. So I like that. And the events, the Veeam 100 Summit event, it's not just about the presentation or the product updates. It's a lot about the connections that you make. So I think that's so valuable to all our members. And um, I saw a lot of our community members putting together some blogs and some vlogs about their experience at the summit, and really love to see that enthusiasm. And that's why we are doing it, Rick, right? That's why we are doing it
Yeah.
for this. And I'm really looking actually forward to read all the blogs. And as you know, I announced in our intro session that we're going to have a contest at the hub with all those blogs. So everyone is going to have the opportunity to, read about our members' experience. So for me, all of them are already winners, but let's see what the community is going to vote for.
Well, a couple of thoughts. First of all, fantastic write up. I'm just mad whoever wrote on my laptop picture
Yeah.
during the picture, immediate disqualification. I don't know. But let me get back to serious stuff. So, if you haven't been, friends, Prague is an absolute charmer of a city. Gothic architecture, classic. That's the Charles River, and then that's the Prague Castle. Campus over there up the hill. We always are so lucky with good weather for this event. That's another view kind of close up on the Prague Castle. Just an absolute charmer. Here we are kicking off. And you know what I really learned about this, Maddie, is Nicola has a really solid laptop sticker game, and then me, I just got one community sticker. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take the challenge there, Nicola. And then this is just a view of some of the topics, and Alessandro's done a good job of. We have a color-coded system of things that can and cannot be shared, but we should do a game of, guess the back of the head. I think that's Christoph. That's definitely me. That might be Christian Calabro. I don't know. I'd love to play that game. The guess the head. Anyways, and camaraderie amongst friends. Everybody's drinking sparkling water. I like that. Responsible enjoyment is what I call it. Well, there's wine. That's okay.
That sushi looks good.
Steak looks good. And then this is, again, one of the sessions on object storage. That was green content, so we were allowed to share that. The architect shared some stuff. That was green content, so it was clear to share. And then the AMA, this one was red. It's not so much photos are okay, but like the content and the discussion was not. So hopefully everyone understands that. And again, thank you, Alessandro. Great write-up.
Totally.
All right, next up is our Vanguard blog spotlight, and it is Falco. And I even asked him like many times, how do you pronounce that?
Yeah, that's
I think it's Benazik is how I think, but I'm just going to go with Falco. But
let us know, Falco. Let us know.
Just let me know.
Pronounce it correctly.
But this is a good one on Object Storage Benchmarking, Part 4.
Yeah, from a non-technical to a deep technical one. Falco is sharing the fourth and final part of a really great blog series on sizing and architecting object storage with Veeam. I am pretty sure we shared another part. I can't remember which one, but I'm sure about it. But on this one, he focuses on benchmarking object storage, which is one of the trickiest parts of designing reliable backup environments. Especially, as Falco says, when you move from block or SAN storage to S3 compatible object storage. And instead of traditional tools like FIO or IOmeter, which don't really apply to object storage, the post walks through using Warp by Minio. I think Anthony was very big fan of Minio, if I'm not mistaken. Basically Falco shows how to test various scenarios like active fulls, incremental, synthetics merges, restore operations, all while experimenting with different object sizes and random patterns to mimic real world workloads. I think he has some calculations there as well. So if you want to go over it, I'm not going to do that right now, but I really like that it's not just, run this command tutorial. This one, it's also explains why object size, concurrency, network placement matter. There's also a section on distributed benchmark and object log testing, which is definitely relevant for people that are designing the modern backup infrastructure. And even more, if you are working with direct object repositories or just exploring S3 compatible platforms, definitely this article, but the whole series, I think it's something you want to check out. So great stuff in here, Falco.
Yeah, as always. And, this is part 4 and it's, that long and that deep.
Yeah.
I really admire these long running posts, the series with really broad, wide coverage of a whole topic with the depth. So thank you, Falco. And thanks for sneaking into the summit. We did get to see you last week for a bit, which was great.
Totally. Good to see him.
All right. Up in special department news, I have translated these relevant tabs to English, but in Paris, there'll be a Veeam user group France in French. And if we click, let's take a look at the agenda and other sponsors. This one is going to be, let me see if I get there. There we go. We get pretty good run up. I think it's on the 18th. Let me double check that. Yep, 18th. Pretty good run up of content.
Is it like a half day or full day?
Yeah,
half day.
yeah, afternoon to end of the workday at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna have what's new, Veeam and Kasten. I can see roadmap as well. Okay, interesting. Q&A automation, Hyper-V. They're gonna have a quiz words as well. So of course they're gonna have the V community cocktail, V beer. So that's pretty cool. Behind this is gonna be Bertrand and Julian and Eric, and it looks like the sponsor is Microsoft this time. So I think you had something to mention about that venue.
Yeah, I got 2 things to mention. One, first of all, thank you, Microsoft. Not every day we get that as a sponsor, even though this week we have 2 of them, which is great. But Hyper-V and New Hope, I'm seeing my inner Star Wars, right? Episode 4, A New Hope. But, if you think about some of the hypervisor market trends right now, hey, friends, I can tell you, now is a great time to look at Azure Local or Hyper-V. I'm a big time Hyper-V fan, used to be a Hyper-V MVP, so good stuff there. But to your point, Maddie, this event will be held at Mama Shelter in La Défense in Paris. Mama Shelter is the coolest, funniest, funkiest vibe hotel that I personally have ever seen. So I think just the venue, if you're in France, you should check this out because there's also a couple Mama Shelters across Europe. They're funky.
Yeah, I mean, and if you are in Paris, November 18th, and you do speak French, you should definitely attend this VUG France in Paris.
Yeah. And actually, Maddie, you remember this quite well. This is actually very close to where our office is in La Defense. If I remember right, our Veeam office is just like somewhere over here because I remember waiting forever in traffic to cross that river, but that's another thing. So
yeah.
Anyways, cool. Thank you, Bertrand. Thank you, Julianne. Thank you, Eric. All right, another user group next day, the 19th, 8 to 1, kind of a morning. Again, translated English. This one will be in Czech for the Prague region. And let's take a look at that agenda. And good stuff. Good looking agenda here.
Yeah, I mean, we had our leaders at the summit. So they learned a lot of good things that they can also share with the larger community in Czech Republic. So that's fantastic. We had Antonin and David both. So that's going to be good. I can already see Veeam 13, what's new. I think they have a lot that they can share from Hannes and Fabian's session. I can see what else. The Veeam Harden repository. It's going to be interesting. Veeam and Microsoft DR. This is going to take place at Microsoft office.
Yeah.
So as we said, second one in a row. So we have 2 events next week that are sponsored by Microsoft. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. And, let us send pics really for all of them. I love to see like recaps, do like a user group meeting, tweeting and pictures, show and tell, because I love to just see how they go,
Absolutely. Yeah. Looking forward to it. So if you are in Prague on November 19th, just attend it. It's going to be great. I do know that I saw the registration and I think they had I think they were targeting 100 people, which is a huge event. Yes, wow. I know, right?
Wow, that's good.
I don't think they're going to have 100. I'm very curious, though, if they are targeting 100, how many people are going to show up. That's going to be very interesting to see.
Well, and it's limited, so because it is in the Microsoft Office, right? So, it can't be.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Antonin. Thank you, David. And have a great event and let us know how it goes.
Totally.
All right. Next up, you got me mesmerized. I don't know what this is about, but Madi, you were yourself featured on the special department news. What the heck are you scheming?
So basically what happened, I want to thank Raluca, I want to thank Federica, Nicola, Safia, because all of them, they helped throughout the summit to take some great videos with sessions, with reception, with party, but also they took some interviews with the wait ladies and also with some other members of the community Veeam 100. So we are trying to do a compilation. So really, really looking forward to see how that goes. For the time being, I think it's going to just be the unprofessional one, but my target is to go to our video producing team and make like a more professional video out of all those videos. So
love a good takeaway video. That sounds cool.
Yeah. So let's see how that goes. Fingers crossed. It's coming soon.
Oh, it'll be good. I'm sure. I'm really excited. And know who's new this week, because I actually sent Kirsten and Sophia on a special mission. Ooh, can't tell you anymore about it. Yeah, special mission.
We're gonna hear more about it, I guess, next week.
Yeah, no, it's just secret. I just want people. I'm just creating controversy. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, Madi, thank you so much for curating the content here this week.
My pleasure. It was really good fun.
All right, I had no clue what's up for next week, friends. I've got another trip, but we will keep the content machine going. Until next time, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on a future episode.